Let's check this out. Nobody can have nice things these days. I mean, honestly, stop it, man. Oh, Caitlin Clark's pro-am interrupted by man claiming to be Sophie Cunningham's boyfriend. Wow. Wow. A man appearing to be in his 70s and claiming to be the boyfriend of WNBA star Sophie Cunningham was escorted off the grounds.
Reports have emerged of a troubling incident involving Sophie Cunningham at a recent Pro-Am golf event. The situation has been described as highly unusual and concerning, with behavior that some have labeled as stalker-like, though no official classification has been made. During the Annika Pro-Am, where Caitlin Clark participated as a player, Cunningham served as one of the celebrity caddies alongside Lexi Hall. The event took a dramatic turn when a man had to be removed for acting inappropriately during the round, disrupting the proceedings and raising safety concerns. According to multiple sources, the disruption occurred on the 10th fairway while Cunningham and her group were walking
Of the Pelican Golf Club during Caitlin Clark's Pro-Am round after apparently being the victim of a scam. This is interesting. Okay. According to the Daily Mail, Cunningham, who was among the celebrity caddies for the her Indiana Fever teammate, was walking the 10th fairway when the man shouted for her several times, calling her, quote, Soph. Cunningham.
The man repeatedly called out to Cunningham, insisting on his connection to her and using informal, familiar language. Despite repeated calls, Cunningham ignored him and continued with her duties, appearing focused and unbothered by the intrusion. Observers described the situation as alarming, especially given the setting of a public, professional sporting event. 2 officers from the Bel Air Police Department had been assigned to the group for security purposes. One officer approached the man, requesting to see his driver's license and taking a photo for identification.
Soph. Cunningham, 29, ignored the calls. 2 members of the Bel Air Police Department were assigned to the group for security. One stopped the man, demanding to see his driver's license and taking a photo to identify him. Although he complied, he told the officer it was not necessary because he was Cunningham's boyfriend. Nah, I'm with Sophie. Nah, nothing to see here. Please move along, please, officer.
The man complied, but argued that the procedure was unnecessary, claiming that he was Cunningham's boyfriend and therefore had a right to remain with her. He insisted that no formal verification was needed, asserting that his presence was justified by his supposed relationship. The individual then presented messages from a social media account that appeared to be Cunningham's, though officers quickly identified the account as fraudulent. The man claimed that he had sent nearly $2,000 in gift cards to the account, believing that he was sending them to Cunningham herself. Reports indicate that he had been fully convinced he was communicating directly with the athlete, highlighting a serious scam targeting him.
God almighty, bunch of freaks. When he produced messages from social media accounted purporting to Cunningham's, the officer told the man he was likely being scammed. The man said he had sent his, quote, girlfriend almost $2,000 in gift cards through the account. This old man thought Sophie Cunningham was actually...
Sources described the situation as unfortunate, emphasizing the man's age. He appeared to be in his 72nd and the fact that he had been deceived by false online interactions. Even after being told by authorities that the social media account was not legitimate and that he was being scammed, the man persisted. He continued to ask if he could speak to Cunningham directly, believing she could verify his story and confirm their supposed relationship. The persistence of his demands escalated the situation, requiring intervention to maintain the safety and order of the event. Eventually, a sheriff's golf cart arrived to remove the man from the course.
Was actually talking to him. Sophie Cunningham need $2,000 in gift cards? Look, dude, I'm going to need a TJ Maxx card. I mean, it's sad because he's 70 and they're scamming the old fella. I mean, that's jacked up. He actually believed that. Yesterday was a bad day for him. My God. The man continued to ask if he could talk to.
During the removal, the man reportedly questioned the actions taken against him, asking, "So what, you're going to eject me for speaking to my girlfriend?" This statement, according to reports, reflected his belief that he had done nothing wrong and that the authorities were acting unnecessarily. The incident has been cited as an example of how public figures can become targets for scams and unwelcome attention even in controlled professional settings. Event organizers, security personnel, and law enforcement all had to work together to de-escalate the situation, ensuring the safety of players, caddies, and other participants while maintaining the integrity of the Pro-Am event. The man reportedly continued to insist, stating, "If I could just speak to her," as he was being escorted into the security cart.
My God. The man continued to ask if he could talk to Cunningham, believing she could verify his story. Wow. A sheriff's golf cart then arrived and he was escorted off the course. Quote, "So what? You're going to eject me for speaking to my girlfriend?" he said, according to the Daily Mail. The man continued to say, quote, "If I could just speak to her," as he was getting into the cart. Clark, one of the most popular.
Caitlin Clark, one of the most prominent athletes in the world, attracted a large crowd of fans during her appearance at the Pro-Am, held a day before the Annika event powered by Gamebridge. Clark is officially a Gamebridge ambassador. Before the man was removed from the course, the celebrity caddies took their turns hitting drives. During Cunningham's attempt, she accidentally struck a spectator. Footage from the event shows Cunningham burying her face in Clark's shoulder in embarrassment.
Clark, one of the most popular athletes in the world, drew a large gallery of fans during her appearance in the Pro-Am one day before the start of the Annika, driven by Gamebridge. Clark is a Gamebridge ambassador. Prior to the man being escorted off the course, the caddies each hit a drive and Cunningham's hit a man in the gallery. We watched that yesterday. Go check out that video. Cunningham buried her head in Clark's shoulder in embarrassment.
Clark then gestured toward the crowd and pointed out that Cunningham had hit someone. Cunningham immediately ran to the spectator, embraced him, posed for a photo, and signed the ball that had struck him. Cunningham was just one of several celebrity caddies present. Other notable figures at the event included Brianna Scurry, the legendary U.S. soccer goalkeeper, and NASCAR driver Carson Hocevar.
Video. Cunningham buried her head in Clark's shoulder in embarrassment before Clark pointed in the direction of the crowd and told her she hit a spectator. Cunningham then ran to the crowd, hugged the man she hit before posing for a picture and signing the ball that hit him. Cunningham was one of several celebrity caddies. Brianna Scurry, U.S. soccer legend, and Carson Hocevar is, of course, a NASCAR driver. And I forgot to even talk about that.
Reports highlighted the broader issue of catfishing scams, in which fans are deceived into believing they are communicating with their favorite athletes. Victims are often tricked into sending money, typically via gift cards or cryptocurrency, to the impersonators. Some victims, like the man at the Pelican course, initially deny that they have been scammed and sometimes even place blame on the athlete. The Athletic reported that members of the LPGA Tour have been frequent targets. Scott Stewart, a security professional working with the LPGA, stated, "We've definitely had people show up at tournaments who thought they had sent money to have a private dinner with the athlete. In other instances, people have appeared at events feeling cheated and seeking confrontation, believing the athlete directly took their money."
Being said, I didn't want my media credentials no more because I felt as if you had to kiss a little ass, and I'm not in the kissing ass business. I'm in the content creating business. Now, with that being said, Scott Agnes is not a very fun person that people think highly of. From a Caitlin Clark fans perspective. See, there's two types of fans in this whole thing. You got Indiana Fever fans, then you got Caitlin Clark fans. Caitlin Clark fans really ain't that fond of Scott Agnes.
Reports suggest that actual athletes rarely engage in such scams. The Pelican incident illustrates a classic case of catfishing. It also highlights the vulnerability of older individuals who are often less familiar with online scams. Similar to phone scams targeting the elderly, such as calls claiming unpaid bills, older adults can be deceived into taking actions they would not otherwise consider. These situations are unfortunate but increasingly common in today's digital landscape.
Really ain't that fond of Scott Agnes. And judging off this clip I'm about to show y'all, it's clear as day that Caitlin Clark herself is not fond of Scott Agnes, because it's getting to the point that Scott Agnes is stalking Caitlin Clark. I mean, personally, I truly believe he's stalking her. There's no way around it. He's supposed to be covering the Pacers right now. I think the Pacers. And he made it his business to try to go get him some clicks, go down there to Florida and cover Kayla Clark. And then not only do he cover her, he put everything he write about.
Emerging technology adds another layer of complexity. Advances in AI, including voice cloning, are making it more difficult to determine what is genuine and what is fabricated. People can be fooled into believing they are communicating directly with a celebrity. At the same time, the live event illustrated the unpredictability of fan interactions. During Cunningham's drive, several spectators fell over in their eagerness to greet her, creating a chaotic but humorous scene.
And then not only do he cover her, he put everything he write about her behind a paywall. Guys, that's like me turning all my damn YouTube videos into members only. Could you guys imagine me making all my content members only, to where you guys got to pay me to watch my videos? That's the same thing, and quite essentially, he's doing with his website, which to each his own. You know, if that's what he want to do, so be it. But, you know, one thing that bothers me about Scott is that he tried to.
One fan even exclaimed in frustration after tumbling, emphasizing the energy and unpredictability of such events. While moments like these can appear amusing, they also demonstrate potential safety risks. Security personnel were required to manage the situation, underlining the need for caution in public appearances. Events involving high-profile athletes now require heightened measures to ensure that both participants and spectators remain safe from accidents and misconduct. Caitlin Clark recently made headlines for her visible discomfort around beat reporter Scott Agnes.
You know, one thing that bothers me about Scott is that he tried to criticize content creators like myself for doing, you know, what does he call it? Drama content, or I don't know. It's just rage bait content. That's bro, you rage bait too. Quite essentially, in a sense. You know, Scott Atkins, this type of guy, I can't wait on this second stretch of me going out to India, I can't wait to see you in person, Scott. Ooh, I can't wait. Because I can get a media pass and I get the same room as you. And
This incident took place at an event in Indiana, highlighting tension between the two. Scott Agnes, traditionally a Pacers beat reporter, appeared to shift his attention to covering Clark in Florida, raising questions about his professional intentions. Reports suggest that his focus on her was intense enough to draw comparisons to stalking behavior, as he followed her for media coverage rather than remaining in his standard beat assignment. Agnes has been known to place all his coverage behind paywalls, restricting access to his reporting. This approach contrasts with open content distribution, leaving some observers critical of his methods.
Ooh, I can't wait. Because I can get a media pass and I get the same room as you. And I want you to keep your same energy you have on this internet in person. See, me, I'm an in-person guy. I'm not like these other YouTubers that be behind a computer or behind a screen on the damn internet. You're going to have to see me. You're going to see me a lot, Scotty boy. Now, with all that being said, let's play this video right here of Kayla Clark going viral and pretty much answering Scott questions. Now, this was at Annika yesterday, bruh.
Furthermore, he has publicly criticized content creators who produce viral or rage bait content, despite employing similar tactics in his own reporting to attract attention. Clark's reaction during the interaction with Agnes was notably guarded. Video footage from the Anukika event shows her facial expressions and body language clearly indicating discomfort whenever he spoke. She responded politely to broader questions but seemed visibly uneasy, specifically when addressed by Agnes, highlighting a strained dynamic. Observers of the event have pointed out that this discomfort was noticeable even to casual viewers, with Clark's responses lacking the enthusiasm typically shown toward other media personnel.
Bruh. And Scott, like, watch all the other damn reporters, but listen to Scott, bro, and watch Caitlin Clark's face. Guys, I cannot make this up. I'm going to blow this all the way up so y'all can see this. Watch her fucking face, guys, when Scott gets to talking. She hates Scott.
High level, you played with Caitlin last year. You walked the fairways. You saw the excitement. For women's sports in general, just how big is this day for women's sports.
In addition to the public interaction, Agnes's approach to reporting has drawn scrutiny from the broader sports community. His decision to prioritize click-driven coverage of Clark over routine assignments raised concerns about journalistic focus and ethics. Meanwhile, fans of Clark, who are separate from Indiana Fever supporters, have largely expressed disapproval of Agnes's coverage style. This divide underscores the tension between athlete-focused content and traditional beat reporting.
For women's sports.
I think it's amazing. I think I'm looking in this room. I think everybody else thinks it's exciting. No, it's great to have Caitlin here, obviously, and then Lauren. But just in general, what this tournament is doing and what Cambridge is putting all these different athletes together from different sports, and it's generating a lot of buzz, as you know. And golf. We've always said this: golf brings people together, brings friendship and partnerships. And so I think today's a good example of that. And sorry I missed your golf today.
The situation also touches on broader discussions regarding access in sports journalism. Agnes initially held media credentials and sideline passes, granting him opportunities to ask questions and engage in press activities. However, reports indicate he deliberately avoided building positive relationships within the media community, choosing instead to pursue aggressive or sensationalized coverage. This approach appears to have influenced both his interactions with athletes and the public perception of his professionalism.
I think today's a good example of that. And, sorry I missed your golf today, Caitlin, but maybe I'll speak to the host next year. I think I can chance to do it again.
Very come back.
Was enough. Never again. But yeah, no, it's great to be here and then have players like these two here. And as you know, it's an exciting week.
Caitlin, this is your second year.
Look at her face. Now, this is Scott talking. Look at her body. Look at her face.
Turned into basketballs for the golf shoes and the.
In summary, Caitlin Clark's visible discomfort around Scott Agnes, combined with his unusual reporting methods and paywall restrictions, has created a notable controversy. Fans, journalists, and observers have all commented on the awkwardness of their interactions, emphasizing the challenges of maintaining professional boundaries in high-profile sports coverage. The incident highlights the complexities of athlete-media relationships and the balance between access, ethics, and sensationalized reporting. You said, "Don't make it shorter, keep length same, okay?" ChatGPT said, Caitlin Clark recently made headlines due to a highly noticeable reaction toward beat reporter Scott Agnes, an incident that occurred during an event in Indiana.